Hello and welcome to PreCalc. Today is Friday, November the 6th, and our topic for today is describing function transformations. So we've already had some experience this try with graphing function transformations. Now we're going to get some practice with describing them in words. We will often have test questions that ask us to graph and others that ask us to describe in words. So let's dive right in. As always, make sure that you're pausing and writing the original problem. Okay, great. It says describe the transformations necessary to transform. Reminder, to transform the graph of f into g. Reminder, the transformations and transform just mean movement. Describe the movement of the graph necessary to move the graph. So if you transform something, you have just moved it. Okay, let's check this out. All right, we'll pretty much just go in order here. First, I see a negative out front. That negative out front, we're going to say, and we're going to do these all in complete sentences. A negative out front causes it to reflect over the x-axis. So we say it is reflected over the x-axis. Then we got our 3. A multiplier of 3 causes it to stretch by 3. So we're going to say the graph is stretched. It's not really a slope, but you can kind of think about it as that. The graph will approach its y values 3 times faster now. So the graph is stretched by we say a factor of 3. All right, let's keep moving. Now we see this x. The x is by itself, so there is no shift left to right. There is no horizontal shift. I want to clarify horizontal and vertical really quick. Horizontal means left and right. You can remember this if you can think of the H as a line going through it, left to right. And vertical is up and down. And you can remember that because like the V shape is kind of moving up and down. So we're going to be using these words. We're not going to say left and right. We're not going to say up and down. We want to use horizontal and vertical. Okay, so we're going to specify no, we're going to complete sentences. We're going to say there's no horizontal shift. That is because the x is all by itself. And then lastly, our number off to the side is always a vertical shift. So we're going to say there is a vertical shift down 1 because it was a -1. And that's it. That's our complete answer. We have described the transformation. All right, let's do another one. We're going to take the same approach in number 4, and we're just going to take each transformation as it's presented to us. So first, we have our 3 out front. So we can start with the graph is stretched by a factor of 3. Okay, now we do have something going on with the x. Remember, always going to set this part equal to 0. We see that x is negative 1. This means we have shifted 1 to the left. So we're going to say there is a horizontal shift of 1 to the left. And there's nothing else, so that is it. So we're going to say no other transformations. All right, we're going to do some more examples. We can call this guy example 3. Great, we have an absolute value graph. First, I see this x plus 8. As always, we're going to set that equal to 0 to determine our horizontal shift. So we can start with, there is a horizontal shift of 8 to the left. And then the only other thing we see is this plus 3. That's going to mean 3 up. So we're going to say there is a vertical shift up 3. And that's it. There's nothing else going on, so we're going to say no other transformations. Wonderful. Reminder to pause and rewind wherever you need. We're going to go to another example. All right, let's call this guy example 4. And again, we're just going to go in order. First, I see the negative. The negative out front is always a reflection over the x-axis. So we're going to start by saying the curve. You can say the curve, the graph, the function. These are all good synonyms. So we say the curve reflects over the x-axis. All right, then we got this 3. The 3, then we can say it is also stretched by a factor of 3. And then lastly, I have this x plus 1. We will always set that equal to 0 to determine our horizontal shift. So then we'll say, lastly, it has a horizontal shift of 1 to the left. Wonderful. We got one last example today. Okay, our final example, example 5. Great, we're going to dive right in. I got the 2 out front, so we're going to say the function, just another synonym, the graph, the function, the curve. These are all good things to say. The function is stretched by a factor of 2. We're always going to set this part equal to 0. So I got x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so we can then say there is a horizontal shift of 1 to the left. And our final transformation we see is this -3. That is always a vertical shift. So we're going to say the last transformation is a vertical shift 3 down. We could say down 3. Sounds a little better. All right, guys. Great. That's all for today. Thanks.